Why is that? Despite having 24 hours in a day, there are people who get more results than the other. Elon Musk has 24 hours, but he's worth hundreds of billions of dollars. There are average office workers, they have the same 24 hours, but they make thousands of times less than the CEO. So over the last 3 years, I'm trying to find the productivity hack that will help me get more done in a week than most people in a month. It seems like an impossible thing to do. I've done 8 hours of work every single day, but I'm still not productive until I came across efficiency, where all I focus on is the quality and efforts. It's not about deep work or flow state. So this is the new concept I found over the last few months procrastinating. You see people breaking out the time they spend on working, but they are not efficient. They think that they spend more time equals more results. And this is an old concept of productivity because they don't know the concept of efficiency. Being efficient is knowing the leverage, knowing what to do that makes progress with little effort. So now let's get into the video. So answer this question. Who really makes the most money in the workplace? Is it the person who works the hardest physically or mentally? Or is it the person who has leverage? Multi-earners don't spend most of their time doing labor's work. They spend their time thinking, building the system, and hiring people to do the work. Let's be real, working smarter is not easy, and this is where most productive videos out there gets wrong. Many productivity experts out there act like they are figured it out, but most of them are still wasting their time scrolling on social media and procrastinating. They only seem productive because they've built the leverage. They make it look like they work 12 hours a day, but the maximum amount of time they're working in a day probably just 4 hours, and the rest is just distracted work. And here's the truth about productivity. There is a point of diminishing returns. You might feel more productive by working more hours, but actually you're not making more progress. And in fact, working more will bring you less results. So instead of asking, how can I do more in a day? You can ask yourself, how can I do things better tomorrow? And that one shoot changes everything. So these are 2 questions you need to ask. If I only had 1 hour to work today, what would I do to still move forward long term? Am I doing the work that actually matters, or just staying busy to feel productive? This forces you to think realistically because we know most of the time we're distracted. So let's say you are a content creator. What truly moves the needle? Scripting, recording and editing, or scrolling and calling it research, or replying to comments that don't lead to community building? There's a reason some people make more money or even make more results than the other. It's not because they work harder, it's because they work more efficiently and they build leverage. So if you don't have much more time in a day, you can ask yourself, what would I do if I only had 1 hour a day to work? Answer that and you will know exactly what you should focus on. So the industrial revolution makes us think that productivity equals duration times effort. Because of the internet, we don't think this way. This is why you see young people in their 20s making their first $1 million through online business compared to boomers making 10 times less in their 60s. They understand that time is no longer the factor of success. Of course, it takes time to make progress and see results, but if you're only relying on time to do the work, you'll get left behind. So what exactly do you want to do to reduce time and make more results? You leverage AI. Let's say you want to make a content about self-improvement and you don't know what type of content you want to make. So based on personality you have, ChatGPT knows your strength and weakness. So this is what you can do. Ask ChatGPT, what is something I'm so good at that I'm not even aware I have that skill? And how can I show that to people online through content that I'm gonna make daily? Spend 1 hour daily reflecting on your work, whether it's your 9-to-5 job, studies, or business. Ask ChatGPT, what should I do differently and what should I have done to make more results? Because it's no longer the time that constrains you, it's knowledge. And you can grab it as fast as possible because AI is accessible to everyone. This is why you need to be good at it. Funny enough, because I spend hours every single day chatting with ChatGPT, it gives me more clarity on how I can take the next step and make better decisions. If you don't have money to pay for a mentor, if you don't have money to pay for courses, you can start by leveraging AI to make your work efficient and cut off the work that won't necessarily bring you results. So what is something that you can do today that will make you progress and move you toward that goal? So I've been doing self-improvement, watching content about productivity and business for over 3 years now. One thing that I can share with you that I wish that I needed from the start: action is invisible. That's what you need to do. No one posting about their work. They talk about the results, how much money they make, the lifestyle that they can achieve, and all of them are the byproducts of success because that's what is selling. No one else will tell you the truth. You know, it takes a minimum 5 years to reach your first $10,000 per month if you are a beginner. That's the pill you need to swallow, and you got to realize that you don't need most of this content. The next step of your life is actually take action, but only the action that you know will make you results. Please don't blindly follow the idea of taking action. I'm gonna do whatever it takes, but if you know what needs to be done, you'll get more results than thinking that you need to take action because it's necessary. Because you have to have clarity on what you're gonna do. Are you just randomly cold calling local businesses to offer your service? Or is it better for you to make content on social media and attract them in a way that you offer your service? You can't decide which one is working because you have no clarity. So this is what you can do. What is the action that you want to do? Even if you don't make results in years, you still do it because you want to solve every day and truly mean it. What problem do I want to solve that if I don't make money from it, but just fulfillment, I can still do it for people? Because what makes you better than most people is not action itself, and you get better each time because you've done it thousands of times than most people. You don't want to just do the work that only brings you money, but you want fulfillment. This is why most 9-to-5 jobs are depressing. You don't live on your fullest potential. If you are in a content consuming phase, take this to the next level. Instead of consuming, put that into action and track your progress. You're not just another person on the internet who wants success. You actually put in the work and track it every day. So what is one action you can do right now that at least breaks that ice of just consuming content and feeling like you're making progress? One of the biggest problems why most people are not productive is because they don't have the work that is meaningful and purposeful. Productivity experts just talk about the easy stuff. Just do 10 minutes of work and you will do it for 16 minutes. Set up a Pomodoro timer and you will cure your ADHD. The problem is not these productivity tips. The problem is the work that you're doing. Is it meaningful or not? Because if you have meaningful work to do, you won't procrastinate. You just won't do it. So this is one thing I realized why most people are not productive. So what you can do? Start making content on social media. Learn about copywriting, speaking, sales, marketing, video editing, content research, and distribution. Spend the first few hours of your day on this type of work, even if you only have 1 hour to do it. The worst case scenario is that you only have 1 hour to do meaningful work. What you can do is to do work, learn about it, and iterate. Making content on social media and solving people's problems is one of the most fulfilling work you can do today. You know why I don't quit after posting 400 videos on this channel? Because I truly want to suffer through content creation. I love making content. I don't have the obligation like most people do it. My life depends on it. I learn about content creation, I make better content, and I get more results. This brings me joy, and that is why I keep doing this every single day without burnout. Of course, there are days when I don't want to do work because this is the only meaningful work that I can do. I don't have the reason to not do it. The old productivity method is spending more time on your work, but the new meta is adding the effort into it. That's how you increase the quality by 10 times. This is why there is no productivity hack or tip that will help you. It's actually you taking action, see what works, doing it more, and cutting off the bullshit. This is how I make progress, even on days where I get limited amount of time. I know that time is precious. If I can put in 10 times the effort into it, I can get results faster with less time. And this is what most people don't think. Since I've been practicing these principles over the last 3 years, I saw a huge improvement from just consuming content, doing tasks that won't make me progress, to just doing the tasks that make me results. Because I know what I need to do every day to achieve my goals. I cut out the bullshit that most people do on a daily basis. So if you want to take this to the next level, I have a program where I teach you how to develop your focus and leverage your productivity in just 12 weeks. This is how my students actually started their online business and start making money. You can click the first link in the description below. And don't forget to grab my free book, link in the description below. And enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye.